Okay, everybody, welcome back to another episode Around the Fire. If you hear some clicking in the background, that is Tiffany over here. She's still working. Say hi, Tiffany.
Hi.
Weak. Come on, enthusiasm. Say hey, everybody.
Hey, everybody.
All right, in your Mouseketeer voice. So getting right into it, we got another one here for you from Ceratac. This time, I went with a 10.5 inch SBR upper, and it looks like, if you've never worked with Ceratac before, they have a policy that if you buy like one of their basic kits, that sometimes you get free upgrades if they don't have that little particular part in stock anymore. So you have to agree to it. So it's kind of a double-edged sword. Like, you get a nicer part, but you might not necessarily get exactly what you're hoping for. So let's unpackage what we got here. And see, it says, according to my shipping notice here, it says that we got upgraded to an M-lock rail instead of a key mod, which is cool with me. And instead of a Parkerized bolt carrier group, we got a nitride one. So that is cool. Those are both things I'm fine with. So I'll just gonna unpack this real quick here. Oh man, we're gonna need some scissors. Oh, those aren't scissors. Oh dear. There we go. As you can see, if you've never worked with these guys before, they get a lot of guff for being one of the cheaper brands. You know, similar to stuff like, what is it, Outdoor Sports USA, stuff like that, you know. That's not bad. That's a pretty nice little rail there. And then we got our barrel here. It's looking good, looking nice. Looking nice, looking nice. And then, what does this look to be? That looks like rails. Well, I didn't order rails. That looks like Picatinny rails, and I didn't order any Picatinny rails. I don't think. Oh, somebody just must have thrown it in there. Well, hey, thanks, guys. Appreciate that. And then that is, looks like upper parts. Gas hosey thingamabobber, gas tube, dust cover, shims and rail bolts, your forward assist, low profile gas block, bird cage, which we probably won't use. Anybody else, give us a like, give us a subscribe if you have a collection of about 500 of these in your toolbox too. we gotta figure out something creative to do with those. Somebody come up with some idea in the comments. Take them all and weld them together into something else or something. Alright, and then here we have our upper receiver with what I think is an absolute must from these guys, which is the ambidextrous bolt handle upgrade to them. Not inexpensive upgrade. It used to be, I think it used to be $9.99. I could be wrong. It could have always been $19.99. But $19.99 for one of these is a super huge deal, because these are actually pretty nice. They're definitely not as fancy as some, but they are a quality piece. They're not junk. I mean, I guess that depends on people's standards of junk, but I've never found them to give me any trouble. And you know, these things, you know, from different manufacturers retail up to, you know, $100 or more. So, you know, even just for a cheaper one, that's still a good deal. So, and then there is that upgraded nitride bolt carrier, which is nice. It's very smooth. It's a little shinier than your Parkerized would be. Your Parkerized would have more of a finish, you know, similar to, you know, an anodizing, something like that. You know, it just needs a lot more oil. So this is actually going to be a little bit nicer of a bolt carrier group. So that's a nice little treat. All right, well, I'm gonna slap this together. I'm not allowed to tell you how or walk you through it because of YouTube policy. It seems that there's still plenty of videos out there of people doing it that were probably uploaded years and years ago. So if you need one of those, you can go find one. Other than that, we'll get to it. Okay, so everything is all finished here. You can see that the upper turned out really nice. A little bit of wear on the dust cover, no big deal. Second one of these, never had any problems with them. Sure, I won't have any problems with this one. 10.5 inch, 5.56 upper. My plan was to try and scoot by and get the 26-inch overall length. I was going to try and do a carbine length tube, hoping that that would get me there instead of having to do a welding and pinning. Because if you're not aware of the laws, you have to have 26 inches overall from end to end, and it can't be, you know, braced end adjusted out or, you know, muzzle device just threaded on. You can do a muzzle device, but it has to be welded and pinned, and then that becomes part of the barrel in their consideration. So I thought I'd be able to squeak by, perhaps being clever here, doing a carbine length tube. Apparently that's not going to work. It's just not enough length. I'm looking at it now. This here, I'm sitting at 25 inches, so all I needed was 1 more inch. But this buffer tube here is 6.5, and this buffer tube here is 7.25. So it's just not quite going to get me there. A little bit of a bummer, but I kind of figured that that might happen, and my alternative backup plan was I'm just going to get a muzzle device and we'll do a 3-prong. That is also a adapter for a new suppressor that I'm going to be building that I will run on all sorts of fun stuff, but you know, that's fine with me. Just stinks that I couldn't squeak that one by. You know, it's always fun to try and get one over on the Alphabet Boys, but yeah, I mean, maybe if somebody makes a rifle length adjustable stock buffer tube, I'm not sure if that's actually a thing, to be totally honest with you, because the only full length ones I'm aware of are like the A2 style that always slide into a fixed position stock. So if anybody knows of a little bit longer carbine length tube, please do let me know. I mean, I imagine since it's threaded in there, the overall length of this one is probably closer to like 7.75. I don't know what the standard is, and I don't know if anybody gets a little bit longer, but if somebody out there in YouTube lands knows where you know, I can find something to sneak by there, that would be great, because there are no apparent laws on the ATF books about whether or not you can have a carbine length buffer tube as long as you don't have a buttstock on it. So in the case of the SBA3, the SBA3 would function on a carbine length stock, no problem, as long as you don't adjust it to being over 13.5 inches of pull, which is really easy to measure. You just put your tape measure on your trigger and go to the end of your buttstock once you're all adjusted. Now, I had already tried that out, and even this... Oh. Man, you ever notice how nothing ever works when you need to show it to somebody? But, you know, like as I was saying here, you know, even... You know, you'd be 13.5, almost 14-ish, all the way at the tip there, but you know, down 13. You don't have to adjust it all the way out, and the ATF states that too. They said if you have an adjustable, just be sure that you don't adjust it all the way out there. So that would be fine. I could just keep it, you know, there, and that would be in a fine position for me because that's, you know, pretty much the length of my arm. It would just be that the tube was getting me there instead of the welding and pinning. You know, hopefully I can figure something out. If not, you know, whatever, I weld and I pin. Either way, keep tuned to, you know, more updates here in the future. We're going to be doing a new can that I want to run the fun bigger guy stuff with. So this one here on top is a 7.62 by 39, and it runs this can fine. But this can is an aluminum exterior. It's the pipe spacer and washer method that we had done with the 2 previous cans. The future can I'm going to build here is going to be all stainless steel body. It's going to have all stainless steel internals, and it's going to be much, much stronger can than I will have a little bit more confidence just doing tons and tons of mag dumps through. I've done them with those. I have not blown anything up yet. I have, you know, a few washers stacked for the initial baffle to just to increase that you know, strength threshold there for the initial blast chamber. But this new one is just going to be, you know, X amount stronger, so I'm very, very excited about that. It is going to be X amount heavier too. I'm not going to lie to you. It's a big boy. But stay tuned. Like I said, we'll have some shooting footage of this soon. Just wanted to have a brief conversation with you guys about that, and, you know, show you where we're at and what we're doing. Hope you guys liked it. Hope you guys found, you know, some of the information to at least be helpful, and hopefully maybe some of you guys can help me out figuring this out. Thank you. Have a good one. Until next time.